Pecha Kucha 293. Does this one warrant me going to video from now on? That remains to be seen. So this week I'll be talking about Superman, Batman, Absolute Power, and all the stuff I've typically been doing, like the Bisons and the Smiley shows. So Superman, Batman, Absolute Power is a Elseworld tale, if you will, about a world where Superman and Batman are the only heroes in town. Effectively, their entire origin stories are kind of co-opted by dudes from the future at the start of the book. So you see both Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent having their origin stories changed. And then they, grow up to be the same guys in the sense that they look the same. Clark becomes Superman, Bruce becomes Batman, but they effectively are dictators in an authoritarian regime that rules the entire world, though neither of them see themselves as bad guys. I'm not even going to tell you who's behind this, because you don't know who they are, and neither do I. The brutality of the book is kind of brought to your attention by how they deal with one of the few heroes that remains. In this instance, it's the Green Arrow. Batman gets his ass handed to him by a guy dressed as Robin Hood, and then Superman fries his ass. Batman then gets his ass handed to him by Wonder Woman, who may or may not know that she's Wonder Woman. It's not very clear and it's not very important. The Green Lantern here is played by Uncle Sam. Yes, that guy from that propaganda poster. You didn't know he was a DC intellectual property. Batman having been killed by Wonder Woman, Superman then immediately kills Wonder Woman with her own magical lasso. Now, this is pretty dark stuff, all very brightly coloured, and it's this kind of difference in tones that probably leaves me so flat when it comes to this book. I don't dislike the art, I just don't know it serves any purpose. It's doing better than the story, though, because once Batman's died, Superman goes and kills a bunch of people that effectively breaks time. Then a bunch of cameos from people you may or may not have heard of come into this. This is Jonah Hex from the comic book Jonah Hex. He kills Superman, Batman gets killed, and then they're not dead anymore. And then Superman travels through time. Batman has the opportunity to save his parents from being killed by that mugger on that dirty night in Crime Alley, effectively deleting himself from time until Superman goes through time again to another world ruled by Ra's al Ghul, who is being helped by the same time-traveling people who tricked Bruce and Clark into being terrible dictators. This ends in a showdown between the resurrected Justice League, Batman and Superman, and all these other people you've never heard of, where the Justice League is pretty much one-shotted, and this is just a book where the heroes constantly fail but win by virtue of plot armor in the end. It makes even less sense than I think I'm doing justice to. And at the end of this, when time is corrected, both Batman and Superman remember both versions of history. So Bruce Wayne at this instance now remembers his parents being dead and living 20 years with them alive. Is there any catharsis from this? No. Batman and Superman decide they're going to go visit the people they killed, although this would be the people that Superman killed, because Batman is a moron in this book. And well, that's it. Thanks for coming. Anyway, I also spent my Tuesday doing what I do on my Tuesdays, drawing a picture of M. Bison. I'm not sure if I can show in 20 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds footage that is worth looking at. It's difficult for me to edit this stuff. And I can see as I'm putting this together, some of the edits I've done haven't actually shown up in the final version. So yeah, I was just having a little look at Bison's boots, as I tend to do, because they're cool, but I haven't really ever consolidated my opinion on what type of his crazy-ass boots I should draw. but still, it's most of the actual drawing I get done because I'm still trying to just piece together my self-published manga book. I've restarted doing the script. I think it's more in keeping with what I originally wanted to do. Characterization's at the heart. The characters have to drive the plot. The plot's not really all that important. And as I've now got to the third issue, I'm kind of thinking the whole plot might shift, because really that's not what's important. What's important is that I give characters the opportunity to become favored by the reader, giving them sympathetic things happen to them, and have people say cool stuff and be cool and look cool and all the rest of the things that make people actually sit down and bother to back whatever the books are they back based on the characters that are contained within those books. And there's a lot of stopping and starting while I'm kind of guts checking what I do, but I'm getting through it, and I think this one will go all the way. I also spent my Saturday doing what I do on Saturdays, a little bit the Smiley Show. There's graphic design elements, colouring, and still some artwork to be done, and then it has to all be edited to actually look good. But that's my week. So Superman, Batman, Absolute Power. I don't hate it. It just seems like the awfulest waste of what it could have been. Still working on my book, still doing my Bisons. Everything's looking good for next week. See you then.